This is a quick video to show how to use the single point Jet A fueling system at the Prairie Chien Airport. The fueling point is typically on the co-pilot side of the airplane, in front of the wing or behind the wing. If you're not sure, ask the pilot. The very first thing we want to do is always ground the aircraft. Many jets have a grounding plug underneath the wingtip. This aircraft happens to have a grounding plug inside the fuel door. If you have a choice to either plug it in or attach a grounding clamp to the tab on the right. If the aircraft doesn't have a grounding plug, you can always clamp your grounding cable to a bare metal location on the landing gear. To pull out the single point hose, you first want to release the reel by pulling this black knob. Pull the hose out to the aircraft. Remove the fuel cap from the aircraft. Attach the fuel nozzle with the right handle up at roughly the 2 o'clock position. Turn it to the right until it locks. Flip the valve to the open position. Pull out the dead man control to get that ready for fueling. At this point, you can get the pump started at the QT pod terminal. With your credit card magnetic strip facing left, insert and pull out your card. Enter the aircraft tail number, type of fuel you're looking for, which obviously for single point would be Jet A. Enter the number of gallons of fuel needed, and the terminal will come up with a confirmation screen. If all looks good, go ahead and confirm. Just note that the quantity you just entered will be where the pump will automatically shut off. Turn the pump switch on. Reset the gallon counter. Make sure the stop counter below is set to a quantity higher than what you'll be pumping. Otherwise, the pump will stop when it reaches that set number of gallons. If the pump does stop because of the stop counter, you'll have to set a random high number by pushing the buttons and then moving the knob located below to the right and moving that knob to the right. And that will reset. Find the hanging key, insert it into the dead man control lockout, turn that on, and then you're ready to go with the dead man. You should be able to push the button, watch, make sure there's no fuel flowing out, no leaks. Take a look back and make sure you have fuel flowing. At this point, all you need to do is hold the dead man button and wait. The pump will automatically stop at the exact quantity that you entered on the QT pad when you ran the credit card. Once fueling is finished, retract the dead man control. Turn off the dead man key and remove it. Shut off the pump switch. Go back out to the airplane and shut off the fuel nozzle valve. Remove the fuel nozzle. Put the fuel cap back on the airplane. And in this case, you'll have to remove the ground cable before you shut the door. Normally, the ground is the last thing to be removed. We'll double check to make sure the cap is closed completely. On this airplane, there is power that is supplied to the fuel control. Closing the door will automatically turn off the power to the fueling system. Latch the door, and then we will walk the fuel nozzle back to the hose reel. Make sure to guide the hose onto the reel because sometimes it'll jump the reel and jam. So we don't want to do that. bring back the ground cable. And like I said, for other aircraft with ground cables on the wing, the ground cable is the very last thing that you would remove. Close up the fueling unit, and fueling is done. Sales receipt should be printed at the credit card terminal.